It's so funny being 25 years old when a distant relative calls and is like,
"So how is everything?"
And then I reply like, "Everything is great." As if 10 minutes before I didn't almost just fucking shoot somebody because I spilled my coffee all over my desk and it spilled onto the floor onto my laptop charger. Wait, I'm talking. Sorry. Yeah. I spilled my morning coffee onto my laptop charger as I was about to upload my last video. Like, what? That is so not fair. Like, look at this. I don't know if you can even tell, but it doesn't charge my computer. And it was weird because I was like trying to charge my computer and it died. And I was like, I could have sworn it wasn't dead. So then I even filmed it and it literally said like 21% or something. So I was like, what the fuck? And then it died again and then it just said it was dead. The mixed signals, like, this is what I'm talking about technology, but that's a whole nother conversation. So then I go to Target for a new charger. Hi, welcome to Target. This is gonna be a flop interaction. Yay, a waste of my time. How can I help you? I need a new charger for my MacBook. Do you have one? No, we're out of stock, but we have bootleg ones. Yay, like the ones that could possibly short circuit your computer and break it, damage it even further? Yes, those ones. Do not buy bootleg chargers. They can really fuck up your technology. I wasn't going to. Okay. So then I'm like, bruh, you guys don't have chargers at the technology section of Target? Cammy, it's not his fault, he's just the cashier, TBH. But it kind of is, because why didn't he just offer to go home and grab his and give it to me? Why didn't you give me yours? Like, so then I went and bought my own. Sorry, it just sounds weird. Like, I bought my own charger from the Apple store. It's pretty too. It has that gray, white tone to it. Branding is Apple's specialty. That's why they're the top of the top, because they have that branding. It's the white, it's the clean aesthetic through everything. The lady who's helped me there was almost had a bad attitude, but then I think she like clocked that I'm cool, so she was like, okay, let me not, because like he doesn't deserve that. And I didn't. She like had a twinge of like almost bad attitude in like every interaction, and then at some point she got cool, because it was like, girl, like, what are you doing? Like, that's weird. No. That's weird. But
if I'm in the mood to identify the torso first, I'll do that. But there's no rules about this. Then find the gesture of the neck and the action line to the foot. Looking at the torso, the first thing I notice is that the left side is...
Oh my god, I am literally having so much fun in this dream right now.
Do you want to taste?
I was so out of it yesterday. I was having such a hard time paying attention and staying engaged, and I just didn't feel like doing anything. And I realized it was because I forgot to have my morning coffee. Growing up, coffee was never really my thing. I didn't wake up drinking coffee. My dad always drank tea, so I was more of like a tea person, and even then it was only when he would drink it. But when I started working at the bank was when I really started indulging in caffeine. I never liked the taste of coffee and still don't, so my introduction to caffeine was through these caffeine pills. I used to be tweaking the fuck out at that bank.
Wait, so can I deposit money now, or?
The caffeine pills remind me of Adderall. Like, they make me do things super efficiently, especially because I have undiagnosed ADHD. So I find it really difficult sometimes to get going. A lot of things can take me off of my path. Like, something that comes with like having ADHD is having this dopamine addiction. And so I'm very susceptible to things that are mentally stimulating and provide an easy source of dopamine, like social media and media consumption in general. And so taking caffeine pills in the morning had always helped me just get going and get started in it, just like kind of put my brain on the straight and narrow. I was like a machine during my caffeine pill era at the bank. I was so good at my job because I was genuinely interested in the stuff that I was doing, even though it was boring banking shit, because I was cracked the fuck out.
Wow, you are so good at banking right now. Thank you. I'm basically on over-the-counter crack.
So back to the undiagnosed ADHD, doing things like sitting in class, learning about banking, or like doing banking, because I was really taking the caffeine pills during my first couple months of training at the bank. Because during my training, my assistant manager was like,
your training for your position at this bank is 2 months long, so you're gonna be sitting on the computer the entire time doing all these boring modules and stuff. Oh, okay, nice. Will I be able to shadow you and watch you do the job a little bit, or am I just gonna be sitting on the computer? Yeah, maybe after like a month and a half, I'll have you shadow me, but for now, if you'll follow me, we're gonna be going into this dark room in the back of the bank that we're using as a storage closet, and you're gonna sit there for your entire 8-hour shift for the next month and a half. Oh, okay, so I'm just gonna be sitting in the back room on the computer?
yes, no natural sunlight, no social interaction or anything.
Okay.
It was like boring as fuck. So I needed those caffeine pills to get my mind going, because otherwise, like, bitch, I was gonna fall asleep in there. So back to the caffeine pills. They eventually started to give me debilitating anxiety to the point where I would feel it in my stomach. And so I had to stop taking caffeine pills
and I started drinking just straight black coffee because I'm doing it for the utility, not for the taste. I don't like coffee, like I'm doing it to feel more awake. So anyway, fast forward in time to yesterday's class. Okay, so I just went and got my figure drawing assignment from yesterday, and I'm also taking watercolor, but nothing particularly exciting happened in that class yet. So anyway, here is my figure drawing assignment. So we had to draw a skeleton. So we had the skeleton like put up right in front of us, and then everyone was sitting around the skeleton in a circle, and so mine was like right here. And so this is what I came up with, and then she came up behind me and told me that this is incorrect because I did measure the skull, but I didn't make the rib cage proportional, so like this skull and rib cage are the same size. So I was like, fuck, I have to start over. This was pretty good, actually. I like the proportions of this. I just keep getting fucked up at the rib cage part. Like this wasn't what it looked like. I remember the rib cage was 2 skulls worth, so I got it pretty good. Then this was my very last attempt. It's confusing and a lot is going on here. It looks good, I think, for now. But I didn't use what we learned in the lecture before that to draw this. I just drew it from sight, and I was talking to this girl. I was complimenting how her skeleton looked, and then she just started walking me through her artistic process. And she does that. I've been talking to her a lot in the class, and I noticed every time I like make a comment about her art, she goes on this like whole thing about it. At first it was like, oh wow, like kind of shocking, just because like, I don't know, it was just shocking because it was like, damn, like she going on a whole thing about it. Then it's like, oh my god, I'm literally surrounded by other people who are also passionate about their art. So I had to shift my brain from like normie mode to wait, I am literally an artist too, and I totally can learn from her because she's really fucking good. Like she's who out of everyone I have my eye on as far as like watching her progress, because she's really good. Ugh, this whole week with the skeletons has just had me completely fucked up. Not to like come up with an excuse, but I swear it's my pencils. I need to get new pencils because my pencils are kind of feeling a little shitty. And I swear it's hindering my ability because I was sitting there drawing and I was like, why does mine look so fucking bad? Like my skeleton, every time I would attempt, it just looked so fucking horrible. And so I'm like, okay, like, I need new pencils. It's like, bitch, no, it's you just can't draw. No, I can, like, I swear I can. Like, it's the pencils, it's not me. So I have to go out and get new pencils, but I'm not gonna vlog that because right now, first of all, I want you guys to comment baddie group if you made it this far in the video. User LOH.777 was talking about how passionate they get about dreams, because in my last video I had written on the screen about how I have been having these really weird fucking dreams, and yeah, I don't have much really to say about them. They asked me to go on a little bit of a rant about dreams. They're it's very weird, but I've been having sets of recurring dreams since I was maybe in kindergarten. It first started out as me being kidnapped, and I was in this lady's backyard, and I just like lived in her backyard, and I would just kind of wander around in there, kind of like how in Animal Crossing you just like wander around your island. Like I'm just like walking around her backyard, and I was stuck there because you know how in dreams you have this like knowledge that like, okay, this is what's happening. Like I knew I was stuck there, so I didn't even leave and like try to leave. That would happen like every so often. And then sometime around when I was 19 years old, I started having these dreams where I'm running away from someone. And it's like I'm running for my life. So at first when I was having them when I was 19, 20 years old, I would be running around my apartment complex that I lived in at the time. And then lately, the running dream has been, and by lately I mean like 22 years old, like in a couple of years after that, I was at my parents' house, and my parents have this really long driveway. I say parents, I know my dad passed away, but I still say parents, and I still talk about him like he's alive. And it's not like a trauma response. I hate when people try to like force a deeper meaning. Like my old boss used to say like, oh my God, like one time I talked about him as if he was actually dead. She was like, oh my God, this is the first time you said that like he was dead and didn't like talk like he was alive. Like, girl, like, oh, I hate when people try to make it into something like, girl, it's just more convenient because when I'm talking about my parents, like it's just easy to say parents instead of cutting into the conversation being like, my dad, like, no, like I'm just gonna say parents, like, oh, like, why are you making it into something, like, you're being weird. Okay, so I'd be at my parents' house and there would be an organization, maybe it's the mob, the Yakuza, whatever type of like gang organization would pull up in front of my parents' driveway. And they had a long driveway, but on the sides, it was like my dad's garden. Like he really liked to garden, so he had like all these really pretty plants. And at the end of the driveway is the only exit from the house. You just drive out. And so the people would come and drive up and block the driveway, and I wouldn't be able to leave. And so I'd be so scared, and that same knowledge in the dream would happen where I'm like, they're coming after me. So I would run into the backyard and I would jump over the fence into my neighbor's backyard, and then I would just keep jumping over subsequent neighbors' backyards until I was able to be far enough to like run outside of our neighborhood, and then I would be running around the neighborhood. And that was the recurring dream. I had that a lot in recent years. Lately, my recurring dreams have been me running around the grocery store and grocery store parking lots. Weird events will happen in the grocery store. Like one time I was running away from my aunt, and then like I spilled these plants and there was like dirt and plants all over the place, and I was like, oh my God. Oh yeah, I also want to say thank you guys for all the comments, like replying to stuff that I talked about in the video. Like I had asked you guys if you remember the lore from my old videos, because I don't want to like reference stuff from old videos if no one remembers it. And like a lot of you guys commented saying that you do remember, so thank you, because that really helps. Like when I asked something in the video, bitch, like if you're gonna comment anyway, like you might as well just comment replying to something I asked in the video. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to force you, because like if you're not like a commenter, because a lot of people comment on my videos sometimes and they're like, I don't really comment on videos, but like I love this video, blah blah blah. Like that is appreciated, but I don't want to like force you to comment or like pressure you. Like only do what you be doing. Like don't like go outside of your comfort zone. But yeah, thank you guys so much for replying to those questions that I had. Thank you to everyone who commented baddie group in the last video. Thank you to everyone who has been liking my selfies on my community posts. Bitch, like y'all make me feel famous. Y'all make me feel like an IG baddie. Like, cause I'm not really, I don't have Instagram, so I'm like, this is like my only place to like post my pics. I'll see you guys in my next video. I have so many drinks in front of me right now. I have milk, coffee, and water. It's lemon water, that's why it's cloudy. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.